And we're back.
And we are live, folks.
We are live. Okay.
Instagram live.
We're trying to do it. Okay, I need to turn my phone down. I figured that out right away. All right. Because there's a delay. Okay, so what we're trying to do, folks, welcome to the Cavalry. This is a live episode.
Andrew Slater will need the latest version of Instagram to join.
What?
So we need to do a serious update. It won't let me invite you like when we practiced.
Okay, wait a minute. I don't understand.
Folks.
So I have to
I don't know if you can
update Instagram.
The other half. We've got some viewers.
Okay, you've got to carry your show. You got to carry the show, Johnny.
All right.
Tell a story or something.
Andrew,
I'm going to update Instagram.
The partner on the Cavalry, if you're joining because you are well aware that we are doing a live Cavalry taping, my co-host, Andrew Slater, is updating his phone to the latest version of Instagram so that it allows me to invite him. To be fair, we did practice this 2 nights ago and it worked. So I blame Instagram. I blame Instagram for making the change in the last 2 days. Is it updated yet?
Yes. It should work now. Try again.
So I'm going to try him. If you have anything that you need backup on, feel free to throw it in the feed and I'll either write it down and we will talk about it or, all right, let's see here. Oh my gosh. Andrew.
This is just compelling podcast.
I know this is riveting. There we go. Okay. Can you accept it, please? Dear God. This is just pre-show. This is pre-co-host banter. That's what we'll call this segment. Okay, here we go.
Can you hear me?
All right, I can hear you. I muted my computer and now we are on. It's a great view. People have a view on Instagram.
Well, I don't know who gets priority. These newfangled Instagram people or the people who've been enjoying the podcast all along on YouTube. So I don't know where to look.
The people that have been enjoying all along.
Finally, we have our 2-camera shoot. We're like one of those cool guy podcasts. Look, I'm looking this way, and then I wait, and then I look at the camera to make my punchline.
Yeah,
all right.
Sweet.
Well, this is it. We're doing it.
This is great. This is live, and we've exhausted all of our small talk since we recorded 2 days ago.
No, I got small talk banked, baby.
Oh, good. Nice.
I had the saddest, it's funny because I was worried about that. I was like, oh man, I'm going to have nothing to talk about. But I had the saddest thing happen to me. Again, I don't know where to look.
Wait a minute. What if you do what I'm doing? Hold your phone next to your camera.
Are you literally holding your phone?
Yes, look.
You idiot. You're going to have carpal tunnel by the end of this. We're supposed to go for an hour.
That's all right.
Look at this. I'm going to kind of make an adjustment. Okay.
Oh, Scott Beaner joined. Shout out to
he said
former. Yeah, well, that's because he texted me while we were messing around, being like, "Hey, how do I watch?"
He's like, "You're on Instagram." Okay. Oh, so my brother's wedding is coming up in Boston.
Oh yes, on New Year's Eve, correct?
Yeah, my wife has been like really going through it, trying to find what to wear for the occasion. Because there's the rehearsal dinner and there's a wedding and it's on New Year's Eve and it's fancy. It's like a black tie thing for the wedding and then the rehearsal dinner's fancy. And I hadn't put any thought into this at all because I was like, oh, I get the tuxedo, like that's it. It's coming in the mail. It's taken care of for me. But then there's the rehearsal dinner. And I was like, oh, I need a suit. You can't wear your tuxedo on back-to-back nights, I'm told. Like I was thinking about that. Like, what if I just showed up in the tux a night early and like, look, I'm dressed great. Might as well get 2 wears out of it,
Do you have to dress up for the rehearsal? Is it like suit required?
Yeah. It's
you could do what what?
You criticizing me for my camera. You're all over. It's like you're having an earthquake. You don't have a tripod?
Holding it. That's because I'm holding it.
It's like I'm watching the Blair Witch Project.
It would be this way.
Oh my God. All right. It's going to make me sick.
Well, but so anyways,
Zoom.
No, no, no. Look at your phone because I realized nobody watches the Zoom. Everyone listens through the Zoom when we post audio. So for video,
Oh,
these
my
people
friend,
are
we have
watching.
loyal YouTube watchers.
Oh,
You don't ever check the
okay.
channel.
Well,
Anyway,
for this
so
episode,
the point is that I need a suit for this rehearsal dinner. Oh, look at that. Andrew's camera is better than
oh,
Johnny Comics. Hell yeah. That was enough for me.
okay. Scott wants to know if I'm rubbing my face on my microphone because the shape of your face looks a little squished. Hmm.
This is great for
Okay.
me. So I needed a suit. So I was like, okay, I've got my old, like every once in a while I'll wear a, do you ever wear a suit on stage? You do corporates.
Yeah,
Ever wear a
no,
suit
I
anymore?
don't. I mean, yes, I have. I've toyed around with it and I feel foolish and
Yes.
unnatural.
Yeah. Do you have a go-to suit for any occasion? Do you have a suit in your closet if
I
you if
have
like
one
someone
suit.
dies or something?
I have one suit and it's the one I got for my brother Scott's wedding.
Okay.
It
So
fits
I
me
have
great. That's the only one.
I got this suit. I have my wedding suit, but I lost the pants. I don't know how it's possible because it's like why would I ever wear the jacket but not the pants? Oh yeah, and your brother's reminding you that you wore a suit on Letterman.
Yeah, that's true. And I did. That did not feel. I don't know. Maybe the whole experience was just like I was in outer space, so the suit
No,
didn't
I
wasn't really
watched that
effective.
set. It felt phony and wrong.
Oh, okay.
So
Felt out of place.
yeah, it didn't feel right. I didn't even know you then, and I was like, oh, this guy is not
Yeah.
natural.
Ugh. Yeah. Okay, looks like you
So
should be wearing a flannel and pants that are too big.
yeah. So I was like, all right, I'll wear my wedding suit. Well, I don't have the pants. And then I'm like, I have this suit I got in Bahrain because like the whole thing when I did the military tour, it's like the whole thing there is you get a custom made suit
And it
for like
was
a
wasn't
hundred
it a
bucks.
shiny one? Was it a shiny
It
one?
was, and then I wore it once, and I was like, it's so shiny. It was making fun of me. So it's like I
I've
can't wear
seen
this.
it.
Yeah, you saw it. Why did you see it? I don't know, but it's very
I don't know.
shiny.
I just remember you talking about the suit. And it came up, and I can picture it being really
So I have
shiny.
this Bahrainian shiny suit, and the pants are way too big. I don't know how I got it tailored. Either I was like the fattest I've ever been while I was over there, or this guy wrote the numbers down wrong because the pants are way too big. So I was like, I can't wear that. And now that's a comment.
Michael Gull watched my Letterman appearance naked. All right, thank you for that comment.
I know he wrote it so clever, and then you just threw him under the bus by making him sound like
All
an
right, I'll
idiot.
give him justice. I
Sorry.
wore a suit when I watched you on Letterman, my birthday suit.
Yeah, see, it was much better. Okay.
Much better.
So I got really flustered, and I was like, we went to we were doing Christmas shopping, and we went to like Banana Republic, and there's like a jacket, and it fit, and it was like $400. I'm like, what the? I can't buy a 400. This is crazy. So we left, and then I went and got like these old suits that I was like, I'm like, if I'm not gonna wear one, I had like four suit jackets, and none of them either fit because I'm like too fat now, or they didn't. The Bahrainian one, which just too shiny. So they're either too small
Uh,
or too shiny. So like, if I'm never gonna wear any of these, then I'm just gonna sell them. Like I'm just get them out of the house. Like it was just pissing me off that I had like no options. And so I went
okay.
to one of those. You ever go sell clothes?
No, I just give them to my wife and tell her to get rid of them.
Yeah. So, oh yeah, like
Sell clothes?
that's where we're different relationship wise because I'm the one who gets rid of. My wife is like, she starts. There's like 18 piles of like giveaway stuff in the house, and then I never know at what stage they're all like half filled garbage bags. I'm like, does this
Oh
go
yeah.
to the store? She's like, no, no, that's my precious half filled garbage bag pile. Don't touch that. She also keeps receipts in empty shopping bags, just like in the house. So like if you see an empty shopping bag in her house, your instinct might be to like recycle it or like
Yeah.
put it with
Throw it
the
away.
other. You can't touch them because there's a valuable receipt in every single one of those empty shopping bags, and not in any specific location, but just that bag is there for a purpose. So everything in our house doesn't matter what it looks like. It's
Oh
important.
my
Don't
gosh.
touch it.
Don't even get me
So,
started on women in general.
oh yeah, it's good we're live. Normally we cut that part out.
Right. We do some serious editing of Johnny's sexist, racist remarks.
Yeah, it's a lot of work. So then I go to the store, and I'm like, I'm just pissed off, and I'm like, hey, I got all these and Heidi had some clothes she wanted to sell too. So I was like, all right, let me try this. Maybe I'll get some money. I'll use the money I sell from the clothes, and I'll buy a new suit. I mean, that was just a horrible.
Where do you sell clothes?
Well, there's there used to be a place called Plato's Closet in Seattle. That's what I remember when I was a kid.
Okay, yeah.
But then there's also this. So here there's a place called Crossroads and a couple other ones.
I
So
mean,
I
do you
picked
get
up,
enough to where it's worth it to do that versus just
well,
dump it off at
let
the?
let me tell you, what would you think I made? So I had 4 suit jackets, a full 3-piece suit from this Bahrainian dude, and then
Okay.
probably 10 items of clothing from my wife.
You sold the shiny suit?
I tried, but what do you think I made
okay.
from all that?
I'm guessing your offer was $6. Am I close?
You are not close. It was $0. They didn't want any of it. They rejected all of it.
I think I was kind of close.
Well, if you multiplied the right answer by 1,000,000, you still would have been off by $6.
Right.
So, yeah, they didn't want any of it, and in fact, I guess it was the wrong.
You're telling the story like they were mad at you for trying.
No, it was worse. They were patronizing. They were because I guess there's a Portlandia sketch Heidi told me later where they make fun of this, and it's like the person's making fun of them as they're like, oh, as if we'd want to buy your shitty clothes, But it was worse than that. They were sad for me. They're like, yeah, sorry, buddy. Unfortunately, we like more like the current trends and we like the brand names, like Urban Outfitters. It's like, hey, I can afford Urban Outfitters. This stuff is better than Urban Outfitters, But they
sir, we would love to help you, but as you can see, we've got so many ugly clothes already. we just can't.
And I went to the middle of Portland, Hawthorne, cool guy district, trying to sell a 3-piece shiny suit. Yeah, there's not a lot of bankers shopping here at this used clothing store in the middle of Portland. Antifa headquarters. It's yeah, they're not big on the oversized sport coats. So yeah, I made $0. I wasted my afternoon, and I just felt bad that I have nothing to wear for this wedding now.
So that's where you're at now. Is you have nothing to wear?
Where I'm at now, I do not know what I'm going to do.
Well, you can do what I did.
A sport coat. I mean, how hard can it be?
Yeah, you can. For my brother's wedding, the theme was ranch elegant, and I went full cowboy asshole, including the fake mustache.
Yeah.
So you could do that. I mean, you could do that. It's a
little different vibe. It's a little different vibe at this way.
All right. Well, sometimes you have to create your own vibe.
Yeah. When you said full cowboy asshole, I was envisioning you wearing assless chaps. That was the thing that came to mind.
Well, no, I was wearing I had an ass. My ass was covered. I wore, a cowboy shirt, vest, bolo tie, huge cowboy hat.
Yeah.
Asshole mustache,
Like you're a waiter at a barbecue restaurant in Portland, Maine.
Right. Exactly.
You're trying. That's the Texas barbecue place in India or something. Yeah. Okay. I don't know. So I don't know what I'm gonna do. But this I don't know. Did you see we got a message to the Cavalry? This live thing is very difficult as people write stuff as you're trying to.
I know. I'm loving it. I'm not even listening to you. I'm just watching people join.
It's coming off.
Does it show?
I
made it. Now I made it so I can't even see you. All the words are in front of it. Oh well. I can still see you.
Your camera is still moving around enough. It is.
Well, that's because. All right, let me set it on something.
I don't know if it's you or.
No, it is definitely me because I'm moving it. Are the listeners getting nauseous? There we go. All right, I'm balancing it. I just hope it doesn't tip over onto my keyboard and hang up on the Zoom.
It's gonna tip over on the keyboard and write a suicide note. Like, this show sucks. Kill me.
Stop doing Instagram lives. Oh man. All right. Well, should we? Do any of our viewers have something they need backup on? We might as well open that up. Did we miss any messages?
Well, that's what I was gonna say. Is you got a message to the Cavalry Instagram account, but I can't. There's no way.
Yeah, I can't check it while I'm on here.
Yeah, Scott's telling you they have tripods.
Yeah. I even have a tripod myself. It would be the other way. Wait a minute. Are you doing laundry? I'm hearing.
Oh, you can hear the laundry?
Yeah, are you doing laundry?
Yeah, the dryer's always going off when we do this show. I mean, if I'm going to go down in the basement, I'm going to knock out two things. It doesn't get picked up on the microphone. Don't worry.
All right. Megan Hanley wants to know if we have the Zoom link for the Stand Up 2.
That's a joke.
Stand Up 2 link. Oh, okay. I'm very slow. I'm very slow, Megan. It's like.
What up from Zach's favorite, who can also hear the laundry? Oh, so they can hear the laundry on the. Oh, of course they can hear it on the Instagram. Yeah. But they won't. Okay, so what you're hearing now on Instagram Live, you can hear the laundry. But when you hear this later on the podcast, you will not be able to hear the laundry due to the magic of technology.
Yeah. So when
confident in that.
Everyone listening on Instagram, when you re-listen to this, tomorrow,
if you want to, that's a good teaser. It's a good teaser because, like, do you believe me? Do you think, or do you think I'm full of shit? So listen.
Here, I'm gonna. You know what? I'm gonna show them what it'll look like. See, we even have backgrounds. We have virtual backgrounds.
Yeah. All right. Well, I can go for. I'm ready to go with my topic. If you need.
All right. Well, let's before we do that.
Coming up light.
Yeah, they're not holding their weight. It's really disappointing. But should I read our feedback? We do have a feedback, and so it's a viewer needs feedback.
Okay, let's go for it.
All right, are we ready? All right, I got the second half pulled up. Now I can't find the first half. All right, here we go. If you are wondering, and if I bust into a coughing fit in the middle of reading this, just I'm fine. If you are wondering if canceling Netflix to sign up for the Patreon is worth it, it is. Can you guess who this is?
I've got an idea.
I need some backup here, and I have not pre-screened this. The other night, as my wife was fast asleep, I had to use the restroom for a quick pee. When I got back in bed, she asked me if I washed my hands. Since honesty is the best policy, I said no. She was immediately grossed out. I proceeded to explain my case for not washing them, as I've perfected the art of going pee without touching anything. You have to sit down to do it, but it can be done. She then told me I was nasty and to go wash my hands. But the thing is, why would I need to wash my hands when they didn't get soiled? Yeah. I could see if I just took dump.
But wait, real quick. You're never going to win the argument about not washing your hands when you use the word soiled.
Yeah.
Even if you're saying that they didn't get soiled, you just keep the word soiled out of the argument that you're making that you don't have to wash your hands. That's a little tip from me, but go ahead.
Yeah. I could see if I just took a dump that I may need to wash my hands. However, with the new bidet that we just got, I'm thinking I won't have to with that either. My wife hates our bidet and refuses to use it based on the name of it. It's called the Butt Buddy. Now when I use the Butt Buddy, when I use the restroom at night, I find myself just running the water in the sink for a few seconds and even singing the happy birthday song twice in my head to create the illusion that they are being washed to meet her expectations. Also, if they ever decide to remake the original Home Alone, I think Johnny would do a great Marv. Merry Christmas, boys.
Wow. That touched a lot.
Yeah. Wow. Let's
Uh,
unpack that one.
that kind of made me want to get a bidet update from you because you have a bidet.
Oh, I do. I do.
And how is that going these days?
Oh,
Are
it's
you
great. You
using it
should
as much?
see. You should see my asshole, Andrew. You should see it. It's clean.
Yeah.
That's pretty
But
much
you're
an
still
update.
using it regularly, is what I meant to ask. Like, I could see it as being one of those fad things where it's like fun for a while, and then you just forget that it's there.
It gets more fun
You
the
start
more you
hanging
use it.
laundry on it and all that.
Yeah, no, we haven't started hanging laundry on it yet.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I do. I'll use it. I'll use it less than when we first got it, but I still use it.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
so let's get to what he needs backup
So,
on. You have
what
to
exactly
wash.
was it that he needed backup on?
I think that you have to wash your hands in your own home if they weren't soiled. First of all, can you pee without touching anything you know what I mean? I don't understand how you do it. He's saying you have to sit down to do it. So you could just unbuckle your pants, sit down.
I don't think he's sleeping with a belt on. So he doesn't probably have to unbuckle anything, to be honest with you.
Gotta take his suspenders off.
Right.
His sleep suspenders. You don't sleep with a
with a buckle on? No.
All right, sure. So you can pee sitting down and not touch anything dirty, I guess. But you still have to touch the toilet.
Why do you need to sit down? I mean, can't you just pull your schlong out and
But that's
pee?
what he's
Why
saying.
do you need to
If
be
you
sitting?
pull your schlong out, then you've soiled your hands. Now it's time to wash your hands.
Oh, because you pulled your schlong out. You touched
Right.
your schlong.
You touched
what if you just pull your what if you just what?
You said, well, like you're an 80-year-old guy at a hardware store, and I asked, how do you hang this hammock? And I gave you like the dimension. Well, let's see. You touched your schlong. Well, I guess what you need. That point is to lie to your wife.
What if you pull your pants down halfway down to your, down to your knees, and you just pee that way?
Yeah, I think he's saying he already has a method to not touch his penis when he goes to the bathroom. He's saying,
okay,
does his wife, is she right that he should wash his hands either way? Or is he right that if he didn't touch anything, that he doesn't have to wash his hands, even though he went to the bathroom?
You know what? I'm just going to be honest here. I'm on Team Kyle. I mean,
oh, wow.
Are you not backing him up? You disagree?
I'm with him too. No, I'm with him too. I mean, like, I would love to hear like a scientist weigh in on this, because like we've all been, when COVID broke out, it all became
Well, hold on. Let's see. Do we have a scientist? Scientist, sound off.
If you're a scientist and you're watching right now, honestly, you should be doing something more important, please. We have a lot of problems. Get to it. This is not the time or place for you. But Johnny's very distracted again. What's going on, bud?
No, well, I just realized that since I put this down and am not holding it, I stopped reading everything coming up, and people are writing things, so I'm just reading what's been written. I'll do that at another time.
Great. I'm glad we did this. This is gonna make a difference. I can.
All right, now you have my attention. Go. Something about someone.
To know the actual scientific value of washing your hands after you go to the bathroom in your own home. Just peeing, not like taking a shit. Because wouldn't you be curious, like, why? Because during COVID, it was very important to wash your hands, because they're like, hey, you could have COVID on your hands. You could have this disease on your hands. So wash your hands. But like, that can't be the reason why you wash your hands in your own home.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
I think it's more I wash my hands.
It's a habit, and when you have small children, It's you're being an example. I've
Right.
been washing my hands after I pee almost every time my kids are around when I'm at home because I would like them to,
And they're because, but then you could lie to them unless they're in the bathroom with you.
which they are a good amount of the time.
Oh, okay, I gotcha. All right. Well, I'll back them up. I think if you're in your own home and you're just peeing and you didn't touch your junk, you don't gotta wash your hands. If you want to run the water for a couple
Andrew,
seconds,
please, please, it's a schlong.
oh, my
So
apologies.
you're backing it up.
Yeah, I'll back them up for sure. Of course.
Good old Kyle, of course. See, Kyle's got great topics. I love it.
Kyle works
I love
hard,
it.
and he touched on
He
a
really
lot there.
does.
And you could be Mar. I'll back him up that you look like Marv from Home Alone.
Marv is the tall dumb one, right? What's his
Yeah,
name? What's the actor's name?
Daniel Stern.
He's Daniel Stern from Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, he's dumb in that too.
Yeah.
That's a
You like
Rookie
it
of the
how I
Year.
use a lesser known movie as a reference for who he is?
Right, in one of the biggest movies of all time. Hey, you
Right.
know the I love the joke in Rookie of the Year used to make me laugh. That's where he's like, some people when you need to like your arms sore after pitching a game, it's like some people like to use ice. Some people like to use heat. I like to use hot ice. Like, oh, how does that work? You heat up the ice. That's the stuff.
uh,
Look, I remember that.
I've watched that movie probably less than a month ago.
With your kids?
Yeah, with my kids.
Oh, really? Oh. Okay. Well, should we
Yeah.
go? Should you have a topic?
Let's do it. You had one. You
Okay,
were
I have
about to,
one.
and I interrupted. Go ahead.
All right. So I live in Portland here, and a lot of these businesses, there's crime. You got to worry about. I understand that. And so, but to deter the crime, sometimes they will put a message on their front door that says "No cash left on the premises." Like,
Wait,
so
who's doing this? Stores or houses?
stores, the businesses.
Okay.
So like
Okay.
the coffee shop we went to today had one of those signs that no cash left on the premises overnight.
Okay.
And what is the point of that?
I
Because it's, first of all, it looks, it just as a, you know, it's not like classy or whatever. Like, you're supposed to be, I get it if you're like a pawn shop or something like that fits with the business model, but you feel like a cool guy coffee shop, we don't need that. And I understand you're like, oh, but people break in. That's not, if I'm a crook and I see someone who says no cash left on the premises, I'm gonna like, I might take a shot thinking they're trying to like judo me out of knowing that there's cash on the premises.
Now see, I want to back you up, but
Yeah.
I'm saying, okay, it's my first day as a burglar, and I
Yeah.
see two stores side by side. One has a sticker that says, "Hey, we don't have our cash. We deposit it at the end of the night. There's no cash on President's overnight." Why would I take that chance? I'll just move on and be like, all right, well, I'll find someone that doesn't have a sticker, and maybe they do have a bunch of
But
cash.
like, if you have the sticker, it means you're trying harder not to get robbed. If I'm a
It's
burglar,
like,
like,
but it's like if you have a piece of shit car, and it's like, please don't break my window. You trust me. You don't want this car. All you're gonna do is make my life harder, and you'll get nothing out of it. It's the same note they're leaving.
no, but there would be like a Tesla with a note on their window going, "Hey, I know it looks like a nice car, but trust me, there's nothing in here you want." Because it's a nice business with that sign. I get it if it's like a crappy
Okay.
business and they leave like the window open or whatever, and like, go for it, just don't break the window.
Oh, well, then I might. Yeah, then you know what? Then if that's the case, then I might be more inclined to break into that place, just kind of as a fuck f you. Don't tell me what to do.
I just don't like, I just think it's like, what are we, you know? I just don't think it's, I get it. You don't want the petty theft break-ins or whatever, but like, also it seems too courteous to the burglar too. It's like, it's too like, hey man,
Like,
I don't
hey,
want you to
I'm on your
waste your
side.
time. Hey, I'm with you. Let's rob these motherfuckers. But just so you know, I don't have it right now. But when I do have it, I'll let you know. Come back
Yeah.
and rob us.
Yeah. And you know who does keep their cash on the
Yeah,
premises? And just, yeah.
that's kind of it too. It's like you're basically going, it's like you're naming, I don't know, it's like you're saying like, hey, rob these guys.
Yeah.
It's cowardly.
Yeah.
That's
So
what I'm
okay,
saying.
okay, yeah. Put it since it's a nice business that has that. I'll back it up. I'll back it up for
Okay.
sure.
I don't know.
Okay.
That was my topic.
That's a
Wait, you
great.
got
That's a
one.
great topic. That was a great topic. What? We got one.
Kyle,
What?
this is Kyle McClure's daughter. And she says, my dad loves your podcast. He listens to it all the time. And one time on a road trip, he played it on Bluetooth in the car. Okay, bye. Great topic. Good job, Kyle
Oh,
McClure's daughter.
look at that. I love it. I'll back that up. I'll back that up. That is a great podcast.
All right, Johnny.
Okay.
What do you
All
need
right.
backup on?
um, I think that recliner chairs. Do you have one in your home?
Yes, I do.
Like a lazy boy? I can't even believe I'm saying this. As I was very excited we got it, I think they're overrated.
Yeah.
You sit down in it and they're comfortable, but after 5 minutes of watching TV in them, I'd rather be on the couch. Maybe to be fair, maybe my TV placement is off, but it's just not
You
ideal.
know what it is?
Side, you can't switch. You're sitting in a chair. You can recline, but you can't go side to side. What
Totally.
is it?
It's like trying to sleep on an airplane. Because
Mm-hmm.
ultimately, you're like, you want to be so comfortable you could fall asleep. That's what you're going for in the
Yes.
living room, right? Like you want to be,
Yes.
and the lazy boy doesn't go. I mean, a lot of them don't go full out
Flat.
length flat. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's not like first
Yeah.
class airplane sleeping. It's like
Right.
economy plus. A little better than that, I suppose.
Oh,
But
significantly better, but yes, I yes.
but like that would be I'd actually be pumped if you got on an airplane and it was all lazy boys. I would be very
Yeah, if we're comparing it to an airplane seat, I erase my topic. It's the
You know
greatest
what?
seat on the
Forget I brought
plane.
up the airplane. But I think I know why like lazy boys were popular, and then like because I have one, and it was like pretty affordable. It's not even one with a handle. It's just like you kind of control it.
Okay.
And we got it for the living room because we don't have an L-shaped couch. We just have like we have a regular
Yeah.
couch, and then we
Okay.
put the chair there as like the next thing. And it was probably like popular in like in the 60s or 70s or whatever when you imagine like a dad with a can of beer falling asleep in his lazy boy, right?
Yeah.
And they love their lazy boy. But that's because the couches back then sucked. Remember couches when you're like a little kid? They weren't comfortable at all. They had like hard wooden side handles. So you couldn't like rest your head, and then they weren't deep at all. And you kind of just had like sit up. You couldn't sleep on the couch back
My
like a long
yeah,
time
my
ago.
sister had the couch that we had from way back in the day growing up. She had that in her house, and this was probably just a couple years ago. I was at her house, and I was like, "Hey!" and I jumped on the couch, like kind of dove on it to lay
Yeah.
down, and just broke. I just broke it. The wood that it was made of just broke, and I ruined her couch.
You're like you are like Daniel Stern in
I am
Home
like
Alone.
Marv. I'm Marv.
she, there's a little boy there an hour before, like cutting the wood into like, so it had no integrity anymore. Like, oh, we're gonna get this guy. Then a paint can hit you in the head, and you had to go home and haul you off to jail.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, I think that's what it is. I think couches sucked, so they made lazy boys. Then lazy boys became like very sort of unesthetically pleasing. There's that whole like stereotype of like the dad wants his chair even though it doesn't go with the living room set, and we're
Yeah,
gonna make
yeah.
him get rid of his favorite chair and all this stuff. But the truth is, now the way they make couches now, couch, that's the one mistake we made.
The big deep L, the big
Oh, the
deep.
big deep L, and we don't have it, and it's kind of my fault because like when we got this house and we were like going couch shopping, Heidi was like, I want it to be like really deep so you could like fall into it,
Yeah.
and I was kind of like, no, you don't want that because you want to be able to like sit up and watch TV, and have like a bad back. So it was
No,
a
nobody wants that.
huge mistake. Get it as big and deep. You want to be able to like get lost in that thing.
That's right. You want to be able to snuggle on the couch without one person being like, "Hey, move! I'm falling."
Yeah,
off,
that's what we. That is exactly what we have. We have a hey move couch. Hey, would you move my foot? You're on my leg.
Yeah, we do have the L couch. It's not super deep, and it's like 2 pieces, but like the cushions, there's like a crease, so you can't like when you're laying the long way. There's like, the seam is right at your back, so it's not super comfortable. Yeah.
So yeah, I'm back. So you have the LayZBoy now? You still have it?
We do have the LayZBoy. Yeah, we got it. We got it since living here, and I like it. For I like it, but like if it's the end of the night, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna just watch a movie. Everyone's in bed. After 5-10 minutes, I'm like, oh, I kind of want to lay on my side to watch, but I can't because
But it is a hilarious move to. I don't know what was going on with me, but there was a while I was falling asleep. Like Heidi would complain about it all the time. She's like, "Why even start a movie? You're just gonna fall asleep." She'd get so mad. And I don't know what it was, but I just would fall asleep, like
on the couch.
What it was, couch, chair, wherever.
LayZBoy.
Yeah, and that is the funniest move ever, is to fall asleep in a LayZBoy. It is very.
That's the thing, though. You're not going to sleep through the night in a LayZBoy. You'll fall asleep in it.
It's a bad sleep.
You won't sleep through the night. Yeah.
It's a bad sleep, and your dreams are old and racist, because you're in this. old man chair. So no, yes. You got to get out of there as soon as possible. That's the worst when when you're in a relationship, laundry's done.
Upload's done.
You don't know what it's like. You don't know what it's like coming down in this basement, man. You gotta do two. If I'm gonna come down here, I got a lot of chores to knock out. But the worst part is it's on the tumble, or the wrinkle protector, so you'll hear it kick in here in a second too. That's good appliance talk.
Yeah. Oh yeah, appliance talk. Yeah, I see you've got some articles with zippers in there too. I can hear them dinking around on the walls of the dryer. Are you not supposed
to do that? You don't put zippers in the dryer?
No, you are. It's just I don't know if you're supposed to do it that closely to your podcasting equipment.
I have my my moving blankets hung up, but I guess they're not soundproof. The point is that when you're in a relationship, somebody falls asleep in the living room just about every night.
Yes.
In our relationship, it's not like both of you are just like, all right, well, that show's over. Let's get up and brush our teeth and go to bed. Or like someone's fallen asleep, and then the purpose then is now the other person has to like cajole them into getting into bed, and it's like this extra chore of like, come on, and like, no, just let me sleep. It's like, no, you're gonna make me get out of bed and come get you. If you don't go to sleep, you're gonna be mad, or you're gonna wake me up in the middle of the night. So like it becomes this,
or you'll get yelled at in the morning.
Yeah. So
yeah.
Anyway.
No, I hear you.
Oh wait, someone's
my wife will say that. What?
To resurrect the awful graduation speech bit. Can you do your awful graduation speech bit?
No, I mean I can't do it right now. I can't do it right now. I don't remember it. It's all about like it's got cue cards. I know what she's talking about. I think it's online somewhere. I thought it was very funny and very clever and very different, but I don't know. I mean, I guess it's kind of good around graduation time, but other than that, it's just kind of weird. But it's fun.
I heard like when I was on the ship, they had this Irish guy on, and he's kind of like singing, and he would do jokes too, and they were all like street jokes. And I was really because we talked about that last week, but I was really trying to remember was like, I gotta remember one of these so that I can have it, and this is gonna be like my go-to joke. So I
Okay.
think I got one. Do you want to hear it?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay, so well, when I was a kid, I would go to the me and my friend Kevin went to the chocolate store, right? And we left the chocolate store, and the guy was like, Kevin was like, "Hey, check it out! I stole 2 bars of chocolate," and he's showing me, and I was like, "Ah, man, whatever. I could do that. You're not so cool. I could steal chocolate like you." So we went back to the chocolate store, and we were in the chocolate store, and we were walking around, and I go up to the chocolate store owner. I was like, "Hey, man, you want to see a magic trick?" And he goes, "Sure." And I take 2 bars of chocolate and I just eat them right in front of him. I just eat the chocolate right in front of him. He goes, "What kind of trick is that?" I was like, "Watch, I'll make him reappear. Check Kevin's pocket."
Huh?
Pretty good, right?
It's cute. Yeah, it's cute. Huh?
Oh, God damn it. Now I got to learn a new joke.
Huh?
I thought that was it.
You know the one. Yeah, I heard one, and I made a point to really. I've heard it before. It's an old one, but I always thought it was funny. The guy that like he can't get a date. He can't. Girls never want to date him, and he's
Yeah.
talking to the cool guy, and the cool guy's like, "Well, here's what you do. Next time you go to the beach, and you're walking by all the ladies, just put a potato in your pants, and they'll all see that, and they'll be like, wow." And so he tries it, and then he goes back to the guy. He's like, "It didn't work at all. It almost made it worse." And the guy was like, "Well, next time, put the potato in the front of your pants." That's a classic. That's a classic.
Okay. And how many can you remember at any one time?
Right
Like
now,
jokes
I
like
can remember that one and the one about why don't boxers have sex the night before a big fight?
Oh, I gotta remember that one. Okay.
Because they don't like each other.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
I was
So those are the
watching
two.
my ever since these like algorithms got so smart, to know what you want. Now it's like anytime I'm scrolling social media, I see like just tons of Norm Macdonald clip. That's just all like the Norm Macdonald live,
Yeah.
the old podcast and stuff. And they were doing the jokes segment, and he had the one. They had Mark Maron read this one, but he was like, "Man, I was watching old Flintstones episodes, and they were going to the prehistoric drive-in and driving their old prehistoric cars. Like that show feels dated because like the Flintstones. But then it's
Right.
also old. It was also written in the 70s, 60s.
Right. That's a good one. That's a good one.
I don't know. It's not mine. I don't care. That's the great thing about telling street jokes.
Yeah,
no
it's like, yeah,
vulnerability.
you can, yeah, exactly. Like, hey, that's not my fault. It's not my fault. I told you that terrible joke. I didn't write it.
I like when people take real pride in them. Like they're like, but I tell it so well. Like, who cares?
What's long, brown, and sticky?
A brown stick. A stick? You just
No,
say a stick?
just a stick. You see, Andrew, with comedy.
No, the key to comedy is to get as many words in the punchline as possible. A brown stick-like stick with no leaves on it or anything. It's just a stick. It might be on the ground. It might.
Yeah.
That's it.
A brown stick without any leaves that's shaped like poop.
Yeah.
Yeah. Way funnier.
That's it.
That's all. Well, I think you know what. Yeah. I what do you think? What do you think?
Pretty good.
Did I miss any topics?
I don't know. Somebody else wrote in something, but I missed it as it was
graduation speech.
But this is your chance if you want.
This is your chance.
I'm scrolling. Do the graduation speech.
Could you imagine? It's a bit I did. Well, it wasn't like part of my act because I would go up I would do it. It was like Batman. It was like doing the Batman bit, where it was like an isolated short set. I'd go up in a gown and a graduation cap, and I'd act like I was a valedictorian, but I was a big doofus, saying all dumb stuff.
Yeah.
I'd go up there with cards, and I'd be like, "Como se dice? Arriva or whatever, and then I would act like, you know what, and I'd rip up the cards and I'd throw them over my shoulder, and then I would pull another pack of cards out of my pocket and read those.
That's pretty good. Someone, oh yeah, we missed one that said, could you imagine? I don't know if this is a topic or not.
Oh, here it is. Yeah. Could you imagine trying to explain what's happening right now to someone in the 1700s?
Yeah.
No. Did they speak English then? I'm just playing up the Marv character, okay? I'm not really that stupid. I mean, I'm pretty stupid, but not that stupid.
Yeah, in the 1700s. So I guess it would be like, well, if they were American, you would talk about like the United States and how it's going, I guess. What would you talk about? I mean, the phone thing, what we're doing right now, no, you couldn't explain. There's no way you could explain this, right? Like Instagram Live, we barely understand it.
You couldn't even explain what the internet is.
Yeah. So I don't know. It would be. I would probably just complain like the way I'd complain about the couch and the LayZBoy, and that I can't sell my old clothes. And they would be like, "This guy's boring. He's from the future."
Yeah. Well, the future. We have a special guest on the episode. Here, come here. Come here. Oh, he doesn't want to. My son, who was tucked in an hour and a half ago, wandered down here and has been sitting right there the last half hour.
Wow.
But since we're Instagram Live, I can't.
You can't discipline.
I can't pause and get him up there. So he's witnessing a live show.
And he doesn't.
What do you think? Has this been entertaining, Duncan? Oh, he just gave me double middle fingers. So I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
He's building elaborate traps in the house for you to walk through.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. Okay,
do not trust any door handles on your way up, would be my advice.
Yeah, that was she typed my opening. Hola, konnichiwa, biblioteca, Tokyo. These are all words that mean hello. That was how I would open it.
Yeah, man. That's funny.
And then it just got funnier and funnier from there on.
Is that a bit you do all the time, or was it like a one-off thing that you?
No, it was like, I think I did it once. I mean, it was one period of time I did it probably 3 or 4 times, and I taped it one of the times and put it on YouTube.
I think we talked about this last week about like not getting nervous and how we don't get nervous anymore before shows.
Yeah.
And how we would be. But you said there was a comic who, like,
oh yeah, Stefano. Yeah. He was like, "Oh, I miss that. I miss being nervous."
Right. That stuck with me the last few days. I've thought about that a lot.
Oh yeah.
Like, oh man, I should be doing things that make me nervous. Like the fact that you're not getting nervous means that you're not taking any chances and you're not growing and you're not becoming better, because like, you know what I mean? You're too comfortable.
Yeah.
And it's kind of messed with me the last couple of days.
Well, but you are good at doing new materials, but are you saying like you don't even get nervous when like it has to be a high percentage of new material in the set or what?
Maybe that's what it would take. Or like maybe I've gotten to the point where just doing new stand-up material isn't really that groundbreaking either. Like it's not like I'm taking any big risk by like doing my new bit about, LayZBoys or whatever I steal from you or the show. But just like, you know what I mean? Like, so maybe it's that it should be more, I don't know, like bigger swings. Or like longer bits or chances that I wouldn't normally take, or like I don't know what it is, but
I,
it's
I
just
I
like
bet you'd be nervous if you dressed up like Spider-Man before your set.
I would I would be very nervous, be extremely nervous. And so I was just trying to think like what would make me nervous before going on stage other than like the circumstances of the show. And
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm gonna work on it though. I'm gonna try and think of something. Because
Shake the comfort
it
zone.
bummed me out. I used to take like a little bit of pride in it. Like it's like people are like, oh, do you get nervous before a show? I was like, nah, I'm like an old pro. I don't give a shit. I could do this in my sleep, you know? And then you think about
Yeah.
that, you're like, that's not good.
Yeah. No, I don't get nervous. I'm an old hack. It's
Yeah, I don't
cool.
I stole all these jokes. You think I care?
Oh yeah. No, but
Anyway,
that's a good exercise to
I
push
know. It's
yourself to.
something I'm going to honestly think about or work on or something.
Do you ever get that where you're like all right, you're super pumped and enthused, and you're like, you know what? I'm gonna write a bunch, and I'm just gonna do a whole new set, and it's gonna be all kind of different style and super. It's just gonna open all these doors, and you do it, and it just doesn't hit, and you're
Oh, I
like,
know.
God, do you know how much effort and energy it took to just maintain that enthusiasm, and then it just gets squashed.
All the time. And then like do you ever do a bit or do you ever like sometimes I'll hit a rich vein. I hate that term, but like you're writing and then you're like that
Uh,
leads to one thing and then you're like, oh, that's funny, and then you write like maybe a whole
yeah,
page or 2 pages and you got all these little tags and hits in the you can't wait to get to them all. And then you do the premise and then you get to the mic or the show or wherever you're going to do this and you thinking like this is going to be like a new 5-minute bit. This is amazing. And you do the
yeah,
premise and you do the first punchline and it just bombs. And you're like, well, I'm not going to go through and do the whole thing now. They don't even like the get into, you know what I mean? The premise is off.
yeah,
So I don't even get to all
yeah,
this stuff. And then it seems like it was all for that is the worst feeling.
yeah. No, yeah, of course. I mean, I've been there, and I mean, you just gotta do it, again and see if it's, because it could have just been an off night. But what's worse is when you're like, you get an idea and you're like, well, I'm just gonna do it like Louis C.K. and Bill Burr. I'm gonna take it on stage and write it on stage because this is such a good premise. And you get on
Yeah.
stage and you like set it up and you realize I didn't even like it. The premise is all I have. I don't even have the
Right.
punchline. You don't even have an ending, and you're just like, so anyway. Like, why did he start talking
That's
about
what
furniture?
that's what Chappelle has now. And maybe he's always had this, but I think he uses it more now. It's like this thing where he'll say the premise and it doesn't get a laugh, but he's got this kind of gravity to him and this sort of like professor emeritus status or whatever of being like this godfather now of comedy. So he'll say the premise and be like, yeah, man, you can't fall asleep on Lazy Boys. And like no one's laughing because it's not really a joke. But then he can kind of just stand back and look, like smoke a cigarette, and just like
Smoke a
if
couple
it's
cigarettes.
yeah, it still feels like he's in control, and and then he just moves on, and you're like, wait a minute, that wasn't even a joke, but you don't notice it. It doesn't feel awkward because he's in such command of the room. But when like I go
Yeah,
on there,
yeah.
it's just like you flail immediately. They smell the failure on the premise, and they're like, wait a minute, don't just move on. Admit that was a failed attempt to make
Admit.
us laugh. You weren't just talking. You weren't just saying an opinion. You were trying to get us laugh, and it didn't work. Acknowledge
Admit
that.
it. Say you're sorry to us.
That's how all my shows end. Say you're sorry. You say you're sorry. Apologize for what you did up there. I tried my best. I don't care.
I didn't pay to see your best.
I brought my cousin to this show. I promised them they'd have a good time.
Say you're
Apologize.
sorry. Well, that's
You're
my
sorry.
time. You're not going anywhere. Apologize.
That would be a great closing line. It's like, hey, everybody, my name's Andrew Slater. I'm sorry. Good night. And you know what? That's a great way to end this podcast. Thank you, everybody.
We're sorry, people.
We're sorry.
Thank you for tuning in.
And like I was saying, like do things that you're nervous. I gotta say, Instagram Live did not make me nervous. So we've got to take bigger swings. But we did it, and we said we were going to do it. We did it. So that's
we did it. This is our second time doing it. I feel like it went better the first time. But you know what we got to do is we got to do a live show.
Oh, like in person, real life. Yeah, you could explain that to someone from the 1700s.
I think that'd be pretty simple. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there's two of us. We get in front of a bunch of people. We pull down our pants and slap each other's schlongs.
There you go. All right. Well, let's figure out where we're going to do that. And thank you guys for joining us. Those of you who made it on Instagram Live who's hung in there. And yeah. Yo, did you have dates you want to plug? I mean, it was only like 3
I do. This is live. Yeah.
You got big ones coming
all right. Grand Rapids, Dr. Grins, the whole weekend leading up to New Year's Eve, 29th, 30th, 31st, Grand Rapids, Dr. Grins, and then the 6th, 7th, I'm doing a recording at the Laughing Tap in Milwaukee.
All right. That's it. Thank you, everybody. Remember to join the Patreon for post-show banner, which is what we're about to do right now. And thanks everybody for listening and commenting
and follow and subscribe to the Cavalry's accounts. We're doing this on our accounts just because that's where you all are.
Follow and subscribe to us.
We'll pass it on. I think we forgot the password, so never mind. All right, thank you for listening to
the Cavalry.